right, we are back. Good night. Good night. Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to the wrong side of the wall. We have officially made ourselves to Season 2, A Walk Through the Wastes. And I'm very excited for this season. In this season, we are heading to everyone's favorite post-apocalyptic universe of Fallout. I cannot wait to meet our new characters and also be reintroduced to our returning character, John Smith, from Facing the Future. So I'm really, really going to be... Oh, it's going to be exciting. And here we are in episode number 1, entitled The Man Who Couldn't Miss. So we are ready to go. As I share with each of you, we are set in Alberta, or once Alberta anyways, in annexed Canada. And so, we're going to be kind of hitting up the western frontier, but the Canadian western frontier. We're going to be meeting lots of cool stuff, lots of things familiar to those of you who know Fallout, and lots of things to you who are familiar to the universe of Entropy and Graces. Coming together in a beautiful medley, which hopefully will not kill anybody off in session 1. That's
ideally.
Ideally. Session
You
6.
say that as if you want people to die in other sessions, Nathaniel.
Maybe less want and more expect.
The stakes are higher.
And trust me, being the namesake of this campaign, I know my accusation there didn't miss.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, so I have a brief, you uncultured swine. I have a brief intro to play for season 2 of Wrong Side of the Wall, and then we'll get into it. So, gentlemen, if you would lend me your ear, I will play you the intro. War. War never changes. What a naive statement. One of the only few constants we have is change. And in the reality we cast our gaze at tonight, we will see how one terrible calamity has changed everything. In a matter of minutes, whatever future this world had went up in a mushroom cloud, which rendered the planet a smoking wasteland. Now those that survived, either through taking refuge in a vault, or by some miracle of mutation or science, carve out their own destinies. It's into this scenario that John Smith, a man with the uncanny ability to never miss a throw, finds himself. He'll team up with a small group of survivors. Together, they'll push through the wasted frontiers of a once familiar land to find their last hope. The broker. For a price, the broker can find anything. But first, he must be found. And the price is always high, on the wrong side of the wall. And that's that. All right. So,
I guess. See you next campaign.
Yep. See you next campaign.
Yeah, right.
So.
Well done, gentlemen. Just as easy as that.
Like I said,
we're dead.
And we're dead. Welcome to Season 2, A Walk Through the Wastes. Episode 1, The Man Who Couldn't Miss, like I said. We are going to open cinematically on a sort of very flatlands, sort of prairie area. It was probably prairies at one point. Now it's all just sort of blasted sand and rock. And the camera sort of zooms in onto the back profile of a singular man walking along a deserted road. Like most roads are nowadays. This one, too, is deserted. We've seen some action here and there. He's been here for a few weeks now, but he tries to avoid it where he can, if he can. The man continues to walk along the road, casually kicking stones as he can, and observing that every single stone lands exactly where he thought it would as he goes on. But his idle musings and sort of lonely introspection is interrupted by the sound of conflict. He carefully and cautiously, but curious most likely, he creeps over and peeks his head around a large boulder as he peeks down into a little ravine. Now, when I say ravine, he's not looking hundreds of feet down or anything like that. It's only, the 20, 30 feet below him. But it's a significant enough drop that it'd be a bit of a steep run down sort of thing. And he notices a group of there's definitely 4 of them. One human, definitely. One dude in something really burly. Huge armor, the likes of which he hasn't seen yet. Some kind of floating robot. And a man who looks like he's just come off of the set of Thriller. The 4 of them are engaged at the moment. Definitely not with anything friendly. There's a trio of terrible creatures, giant scorpions mutated like so many things across the wastes. The scorpions have clearly been disturbed out of some sort of nest or from below the shallow sand that the group has wandered past. And now agitated and excited, the scorpions have surrounded the quartet in such a way that they're going to have to push their way out. Of course, the figure watching from the top of the ridge is John Smith, who has weeks ago, 5 weeks ago to be exact, found himself separated from the rest of his group, the rest of his friends, at the CN Tower after the strange, confusing, and high-intensity battle atop the CN Tower with Black Talon and the rest of these twisted versions of superheroes he once knew. That was seemingly an age ago now. And since then, John Smith has done his best to make his way across the waste, make a living any way he can. And, no. Sometimes that means gambling, sometimes that means trading, sometimes that means killing things. That seems to be the 3 things that happen most commonly here, at least as far as he knows. The other 4 figures, John Smith is not familiar with. I think there's probably some part of him that turns the corner and hopes maybe he'll see a familiar face. But these faces aren't familiar. Not to John, anyways. For these 4 figures, though, each other is familiar. They've been together for quite some time. And each has joined in their own time, in their own way, in their own motives. And for one reason or another, they've decided that it's probably a little bit less deadly with 3 other people watching your back, rather than just having to do it yourself. So... Who's John? I thought we were firing at will. The 4 of them right now have not noticed, or if they have noticed, are not paying attention to the stranger at the top of the ridge. These rad scorpions aren't going to kill themselves. They're going to have to be put down the old-fashioned way. So, we start off with our initiative here in combat. For now, with Richard's character, who is evidently become sort of the de facto leader of our little group of survivors. So, Richard, why don't you describe the man that we're seeing?
The man you currently see firing a 10mm pistol at a red scorpion is grinning. The biggest, possibly fiercest grin that you may have seen from any man that you have stumbled across on the wasteland. The bullets whiz out of the gun towards the red scorpion, hitting it, hopefully, relatively accurately, but he knows he's doing a good job and he's having a fun time doing it. The wind ripping through the environment also blows his dark, deep purple hair, so dark it's almost black. You can see the few strands and locks that are loose out of the bun on the top of his head flow in the wind. And you wonder for a moment how he can see anything through the cracked, green-tinted aviator shades he's wearing, but... You know, why ask questions like that in the wasteland? And if you took a little closer of a look, you'd notice That's a hell of a blue coming out from underneath his jeans and varsity jacket. And somewhere he did pick up a vault security vest that's currently sitting across his shoulders, so odds are he used to be a vault dweller at some point. And, well, he's no stick either. Tall, fit, handsome. You can tell basically by looking at him that he has had not just good genetics, but a decent amount of military training. And he's taking pride in the hell that he is bringing to these poor insects. Actually, technically, I think they're arthropods, but you know what? We'll let it slide.
Technically, they're arachnids. Very good. And thusly, this gentleman, Noah Moore, will be taking our first action of the round. So, what would you like to do? There are 3 young rad scorpions. You can tell they're rad scorpions because they're a bit smaller than other rad scorpions you've spotted in the wastes. What would you like to do to one of them? We'll just say there's one on the left, one on this in the center, and one on the right. But if you can imagine, the 4 of you are kind of like in this little mini ravine, and they're approaching you in sort of a triangle. So there's one coming sort of from the left-hand side, one from the right-hand side, and one from the opposite wall in the center. If that makes sense. So like 1, 2, 3.
Noah is going to, as described, coolly one-handedly shoot his 9mm pistol at the one on the left. 2 shots.
Right.
How do I roll for multiple shots?
Right. Okay. So what happens is...
Might as well get this out of the way already.
Yeah. What happens is you make your roll, and then when you go to roll damage, there will be a prompt for roll additional die, and that's what you would click if you're going to fire multiple shots, if you have the fire rate for that. What is the fire rate on the 10mm pistol?
It's 2.
It's 2.
It's 2. Okay. Yeah, so
I also have gunslinger.
That means you can spend up to 2 additional bullets and possibly fire a maximum of 3 times. Right.
Oh, I can shoot 3 times. I might want to do that then. I might as well just go pop, hit for all 3.
Gunslinger, when you make an attack with a one-handed range weapon with a fire rate of 2 or lower, you increase the weapon's damage by 1 die per rank. In addition, you may re-roll the hit location. Right. Gotcha. Okay, so yes, the difficulty to hit the young rat scorpion is 1, because its defense is 1. That's how that works. So the first thing you would do is roll small guns.
Small guns, additional dice. That would be 1 additional die? Or is it per shot?
No. That's for damage, not for the d20 roll. So you don't roll anything extra for the d20 roll.
Sorry, I clicked small guns. It's asking for additional dice.
No additional dice here.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh dear.
Hang on. That's damage.
I think we'll need a new leader, guys.
What a way to start the campaign. You know,
It's
Richard,
off to
it's
such a good start.
You know, Richard, if you're gonna roll real bad, it's best to get it out of the way.
Best to get it out of the
now's
way.
probably the time.
Yeah.
That absolutely.
I don't know if
against
this is
the
real bad.
Scorpions?
I think this is par for the course.
Interesting.
Saying this is regular bad?
Yes.
Hey,
Real bad would be like if you rolled somehow 4 20s.
Hey, Rich,
So
fingers
this
crossed.
is my best stat, and I rolled the 2 worst numbers I could.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, you rolled. You rolled the 2 worst numbers you could would have been 20 and 20.
And 20, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you a tough choice on that complication.
Cool.
Option number 1, you go to shoot the rat scorpion and you hear the dreaded click.
Oh, of course.
You're not sure whether that means you're not sure whether the clip fell out because the gun's getting old, or whether you just in a moment of high intensity forgot to swap magazines. But there's no ammo in the gun. That's option number 1. You'll have to spend a minor action next round to reload. Option number 2, And I think I already know which one you're going to take. But option number 2, the weapon actually is suffering a little bit of wear and tear. And so the damage of the 10mm pistol is permanently reduced by 1 until someone in your group can repair it. But no need to reload.
But you still... No, you don't still hit, but no needs to reload.
Yeah, no, either way you've missed.
No,
But-
I need to jam. Can I not use a minor action now and just clear the breach?
Yeah, you can minor action reload now.
Okay, then I can do that, and if I can also
Okay.
move, I will fall back behind our big boy.
Yeah.
Hi, that's me.
You can't move and reload. Moving is a minor action.
Oh, it is
Oh, it
also
is.
a minor action? Okay.
Well-
Yeah.
Okay.
You can move for flavor, because like moving is like moving a zone, which like you're in the same zone as your boy.
Oh
so.
yeah, and you can do the classic 5-foot step without any real cost.
Yeah, let me just duck behind our big boy and try to make sure
Okay.
I'm not going to get stabbed by scorpions over here.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Thomas, for reference, mechanically speaking, you would be next up. Your initiative
Okay.
is also 14. But for narrative flavor, I'm going to have you go last in this first round. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
As John Smith decides whether or not this
It's
is.
observing. Is this group
yeah.
worth saving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm
Good idea.
actually
Well,
Nathaniel. Please ask me to take my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I defer. Thank you. Thanks. No, I want to see what's up.
The next person we're going to turn to is Chris's character. And Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about the man we're seeing when we turn to you?
There's a lot of things you might notice about Dr. Nicholas Dieth. You might notice his long brown leather coat. It's seen better days. It's got a bit of wear and tear, but it's obviously been well cared for, oiled regularly. Still probably keeps the elements off, more or less. The high collar being ready to turn off the wind and the rain. You might notice his fairly crisp suit. He's got a tie and the white shirt beneath, buttoned up right to the top. Clearly a man who takes his profession seriously. You might notice the tools of his trade nearby. He's got a belt underneath of that jacket, from which number of syringes and tools and chems all hang at the ready. You might notice the tall leather boots, or the hard-worn jeans. But probably you notice the ragged skin and the visible musculature beneath those torn-away bits of flesh. You probably notice the stringy hair hanging over a corpse-like face, stuck in a permanent grin. And you probably notice the burning eyes, deep sunk inside of the sockets, an emerald violet hue that shifts depending on the light outside, and sometimes when there is no light, you can still see them glow.
Very cool. As it so happens, Dr. Dieth, you are next up. You have noticed.
Dieth, get it right.
God apologizes, and then mentions that you have seen no more miss his first shot here, and again you have not noticed the stranger observing from on high. What is your move? The rat scorpions continue to scuttle
one way or
closer.
the other. Let's see if we can't deliver some medicine in long range. And Dieth takes a quick couple of steps back and lines up a shot on one of the rad scorpions and fires his submachine gun.
Oh, not actual medicine.
Oh, this is what's good for the rad scorpion. Believe
Mm.
me.
What's good for the goose is good for the red scorpion.
It's
All
good
right.
for me anyways.
Small guns, please.
Small gun. Just click.
Does your character go rat-a-tat-tat?
Very nice, Chris. So, using this as an example here, Chris not only got under his target number, but also got under his tag number, because small guns is a tag skill for him. Rolling under the number of 6, it counts as a double success, and he got 2 3s, which equals to 4 successes. So, DS, not only do you super hit this guy, but you also have 3 successes left over, because you only needed 1 to hit the Rad Scorpion. So you can either bank them as group action points, which serves very much like Momentum did in the Star Trek RPG, or you can spend them for things like extra damage dice, or well, that's really the only relevant one right now.
I'm such a team player. Gonna bank those extra successes. Give some people some AP when they need it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone can add. I think there's an action point pool somewhere. Yeah. So above your stats, the special stats, there's an action points. Yeah, it says action points. You can bring that up to 3, and your max is 6.
Am I included in this yet, or should I just be not part of this?
Yeah, you get them. You get them, Thomas. So.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanically you're
you
in
don't
the fight.
deserve them, but you have them.
Yeah.
These aren't the action points you deserve.
I'll take it.
All right. So with those successes, you can go ahead and roll damage. So you can click on the little smiling Pip-Boy next to your submachine gun. There. Nice. 4 damage. You also rolled 2 effects, so your vicious and burst effects both come into play.
Which makes it 6 damage, plus whatever burst does.
Mm-hmm.
Bursts. Let me see if I wrote that down somewhere.
I feel like burst is additional bullets come out for no additional AP or something.
If only there was one that was like bloody mess, then they just blow up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I miss bloody mess. I always took bloody mess.
Yeah, but you get the bad ending.
In the first one, all it did was make them die in the most tragic possible way.
The most
burst
possible.
I have burst here. The attack hits 1 additional target within close range of the primary target for each effect rolled.
Oh wow! So you could hit the other 2.
However, each additional target spends 1 additional unit of ammunition from the weapon.
Ah, okay.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will post this in the chat just for posterity.
Give me sir.
So that is so now let's explain a little bit about bullets and spending extra bullets and all of that, because Richard didn't actually get to that point.
Sorry about the weird formatting.
But so at this point, Chris, you fired 1 singular bullet at this rat scorpion to inflict 6 damage on it. And I don't know what the submachine gun's fire rate is. 4. So you can spend up to 4 additional bullets to roll 4 additional damage dice. Plus, obviously, with the burst, you can spend a bullet each to spread the damage to the other 2 scorpions.
Jesus
Christ. Lots of options, but
I'm going to spread some damage out and otherwise reserve my very limited pool of ammo.
I was going to say, I know you have very little submachine gun ammo, so...
So that's 3 in total that I'm spending.
Yeah, 3 in total, and you've inflicted 6 damage on each scorpion. So... So.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah.
No, it goes rat-a-tat-tat, because his voice is really deep and gravelly.
Well, his gun's voice is not deep and gravelly, though.
Oh, wait, sorry, I guess that's my voice.
All right. The next person we are casting our gaze over to is not like the other people in this combat, because, in fact, he's not a person at all. He is, in fact, a robot.
Don't tell him that.
A model and line venerable and established across the wastelands as the Mr. Handy models. And this particular robot has teamed up with this crew. So, Christian, why don't you tell us a little bit about your what we're looking at here?
Quite right. You see an orb, a large orb, floating, hovering over the ground.
Yes.
And from that orb, 3 smaller orbs acting as its eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And at its underside, 3 long arms, each with a different machine at the very tip. Its design is simple, sleek, efficient. This machine is, although old, not dirty, and has very little rusted parts. It's been kept safe from the elements after all this time.
Nice.
It hovers very close between all the other men, seeming anxious to stay away or safe from the fight.
All right. Well, like it or not, you are surrounded by 3 now much more injured rad scorpions.
Good heavens!
Oh, by the by, I needed to roll a d20 to see where those bullets landed in terms of where they hit them body-wise.
They just all miss.
Okay, so
That's torso.
That's torso. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Nathaniel, is
has ripped
reloading
through their torso.
in this system abstracted
Yes.
by the... Okay. So it's like Doom until you roll a failure.
Exactly. Unless you get a complication, ammo is never tracked.
Okay.
Like reloading is tracked, never tracked. So, same thing in back in when we did TI Renegades. We never bothered with reloading unless someone rolled a
We had
catastrophe or whatever it's called.
those shaved off tiny pieces of things that got on a molecular level that shot out at incredibly fast speeds. These are bullets.
Yes, but it's abstracted. Yes, that is the answer. It's been abstracted. Unless there's a complication, you don't need to worry about reloading. So, just like you said with Doom. So, anyways, the scorpions have obviously taken quite a few. They have extra holes where they did not have holes before throughout their torsos. Nevertheless, they continue to skitter towards the 4 of you. So, Murphy, what do you do?
I'm going to try to burn them.
Okay. I believe flamers are categorized under big guns.
It says here so.
Yep. All right. Well, that's what I want you to roll, please.
No additional dice. Right?
Nope.
Nathaniel, the joke just went full circle.
Ah.
But
Okay.
Doofa, of all the rolls we've had so far, the complication rate's pretty high.
720, blaze it. Well, that's big okay, that's because you don't have any points in big guns, though.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that a lot.
I mean, even with no points in big guns, you know,
The
he kind of
flamethrower
rolled a 20. He kind of rolled a 20
functionally,
either way.
You're absolutely right. Functionally, the flamethrower is there on a Mr. Handy in order to like cook things.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
going to say. it's
Yeah, like rat
definitely-
scorpions.
Yeah. It is much more suited to barbecuing pork back ribs than it is taking out live scorpions at the moment.
Scorpion, pig, what's the difference?
And unfortunately, the flamer sort of shoots wildly and with abandon. Definitely not in any of the scorpions who are currently on the ground. I will also give you a tough choice. Option number 1.
You love
You unfortunately have run out of flamer fuel. You have more. You can get more, but you're not going to be able to do that quickly in combat. So you won't be able to use the flamer again for the rest of this fight.
Sure.
Option 2, you singe the hair of one of your friends, and you choose somebody to take an HP damage.
Oh.
Who's the man
heavens,
in armor who doesn't have any hair?
No.
Murphy would not let that happen.
Okay.
No, I have no more fuel.
Okay. All right. So
No.
As I flail about, it sort of runs out, and I'm like, looks like that's the end of my fuel.
nice. Shoot a nice cold Nuka-Cola at him. Our final
I don't
man.
carry any Nuka-Cola. I only have Vim.
Where? And is it cold?
I only carry lime bubblies.
Absolutely frozen, sir.
Right. I'll just keep it in my pocket.
And our 4th man in our little quartet here, surrounded by rad scorpions, has continued to scuttle forward. Is well, actually, it's hard to know exactly what he looks like at the moment because he is in huge armor. Armor that would be, for those educated in the way of the Wastelands, iconic with the Brotherhood of Steel. How and why this man is wearing such armor and is with people who are clearly not of the Brotherhood, it remains a mystery for now, at least to the passive observer like John Smith. But nevertheless, he is here and he is ready to give him and the armor a little bit of a workout. So, Kirk, why don't you describe at least what we are seeing, even if we can't see the man under the mask?
For sure. So, the armor that you are seeing in the Fallout universe, if people do know about this, Richard, is the T45 armor. However, it is also somewhat modded. This would be considered the T45C armor, where
weird.
it's where it has extra plating and extra armor kind of attached on top of it, and it looks like it's very well built into it and augmented into the armor to provide more additional protection, close to the T51 than a standard T45 instead. Outside of that, it is very basic, standard. However, it does have some cool patterns, and it does have a lot of scratch marks and a lot of wear and tear from battles. So it has seen better days, as it were.
Yes. Lots of battles, maybe lots of well loved, one might say. All right. Well, the situation is apparent to you. So, and I didn't ask this, but is it errant ways or errant was?
Errant ways.
Okay, that's what I thought because I saw the pun, but I just wanted to make sure. So, Mr. Ways, there are 3 scorpions. What would you like to do?
Well, Murphy, we're gonna have to fix it up once we're done here. All right, let me show you how it's done. And I casually walk up to one, and I'll punch it.
Nice. Okay, roll unarmed, please.
With my built-in knuckles.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Roll punch. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, very cool. So 2 successes. You have managed to hit him because you only need 1. You have 1 left over. You can bank that for the team and gain another action point. Or you can spend it and gain an extra damage die. I think that's probably the most relevant use right now.
Yep, I will do that.
Okay.
Okay. So
please roll damage.
Dice 1.
Okay. Oh,
wait.
You rolled to hit again. Yeah.
So just hit the roll damage button now, and it'll handle
okay,
it.
So I can actually just click on the weapon. Okay, I see.
Yeah. That is the preferred way if you set it up properly.
Yep, that's fine.
Yes, you're right. I realize that now. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
That's a lot of punches.
Does he have any effects?
Nope.
No.
Unfortunately.
I just do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. And that was with the additional die, yeah?
Yep. I get 7, so I got 8.
8, right. Okay. Oof. Okay. So 3 damage. I'll roll for hit location.
Nice knowing you guys.
That's a
10 is left arm.
Left arm. Okay. So you managed to get the scorpion on one of its on the sort of like the bundle of legs on its left side.
Ew.
You hear a crunch as the exoskeleton gives way a little bit to your massive arm. But you don't put as much force behind it as you maybe thought you did. The scorpion reels back a little bit and hisses at you, but continues moseying along anyways. So.
Well, this is a great combat, guys. 6 sessions, more like 1.
Well, we'll see.
This is just the first combat. Look, this is Rad Scorpions.
This is the last combat.
No, Rad Scorpions have a high enough armor on their body, so it's fine. People are squishy. Scorpions are not so much.
Yes. So, to be fair, you actually go up against people and be like, wow, that was easy. So, that's a little bit like that.
Yeah, if I were playing Fallout right now, and you asked me if I would rather fight a dude in the desert or a Rad Scorpion, it's not even a hard pick. I want to just kill that guy.
I would just fight
the dude armed with.
Right.
How many other
Doesn't
dudes
matter.
are there?
Yeah.
The dude is armed with a Rad
usually.
Scorpion.
Just waving it around. Nice. Okay, John Smith. You're on the ridge.
All right.
You have observed this fight, and you can see that, the group seems competent, but there's a lot of scorpions, and they haven't killed any of them yet.
John looks up the road and then back the way he came. He sees there's a ways before really anything. He realizes that if this group wants what he has on him, like he's not getting away. So like he may as well help them and hope they're friendly.
Right.
Best case scenario. Otherwise, he just has to give up his stuff and hope they don't kill him, or he hopes he can win a fight. But the man in armor kind of, makes him wonder.
Right.
So Nathaniel, in terms of like, I know I'm up the ravine. In terms of combat zones, am I close, medium? What's the skinny here?
I would say you're short. I would say you're short range.
Okay.
So just while we're on that topic, I think it'll be the only time we really need to cover it. But this game doesn't use exact dimensions or distances like something like Dungeons and Dragons does. It instead separates them into range categories. So there's close, short, medium, long, and extreme. So
there's also melee, which doesn't have a range.
There's close and short.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually didn't realize there was one between close and medium, but that's good. Okay, if I am short in that case, John finds like a highway divider. And he stands, he walks up to it, and he stands so he's facing away, like so his back is to the conflict. He takes a javelin and he throws it in the wrong direction, and then he slams his back down against the divider, so he's hidden. And he wants to hit this either scorpion that isn't fighting the armored guy.
Okay, that's really cool. So basically, you've ricocheted the javelin off the divider.
No, not off the divider. I've thrown it in the wrong direction, and it's going to go up and loop back.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay.
He can't move.
Who knows where it comes from that way? Yeah.
Exactly.
And John's still hiding, so
yeah. That way we don't know where the shot comes from. Okay. Then yes, you can just click on the javelin roll. Then
that's beautiful.
Yeah, that is really beautiful. That's how you superpower. I can tell Thomas thought about that for a while.
I've had 4 whole people in front of me.
Noah is already upset.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's going to be really interesting when the two of you meet. Okay, so you did roll under your tag skill there, so that is a double success. You only needed and of course you can't miss anyways, but 1 is obviously used up. That's the difficulty. You do have 1 left over. So you can bank that as AP, or you can spend that for an extra damage die.
I will be using that.
Okay. And you can just click the roll damage then.
Yes. 4, but no abilities, unfortunately.
Okay.
And that was against one of the 2 that wasn't attacking errant ways, or whatever the armored guy's name is. I don't know.
All right. It was one of the ones that he wasn't punching, you mean?
Yeah, I figure if any of them needs to die, it's the one that isn't fighting the guy that can block it.
Okay, gotcha. 1 second.
And then depending on whether that dies, I'll tell you what happens next.
Okay.
HP bar only goes down a little sliver.
Down a smidge. It is looking... Oh, I need to roll for it. Location... I got a 16.
16 is...
Oh, I hit it in the face.
Yeah. That's a headshot?
Yeah, this is... Well, that's... Yeah, this is not a roll for it. I hit it in the face.
Oh, that's right. You can always select because you can't miss. Yeah. Okay. You hit it in the head. Suddenly, from nowhere, a javelin flies into the fray and slides across the side of one of the scorpions, taking one of its eyes with it and part of its face off. The javelin sort of ends up sticking into the ground behind it, and you can see that it has left a terrible, hideous gash where there was more scorpion face before. It is looking very bad, but not quite dead.
All right. In that case, I will use Fast Shot to use the 1 AP I gained to throw another one at that same scorpion.
Combat and use it to make a ranged attack. Additional make sure it only costs 1 AP. Yeah, okay, so you're using up that AP. Okay, so go ahead. 2 successes again. Of course, you hit. Of course, you have 1 left over. You can bank it or spend it.
I will bank the additional AP.
Okay, everybody gains an action point. We should be up to 4 now.
Yep.
You can go ahead and roll damage.
Takes 5 damage, and piercing activates as well.
Okay. The second it's the same scorpion, yes?
Yes.
Okay. The second javelin manages to hit the rest of the scorpion's face. The scorpion no longer has a head. It is dead.
Not how you get ahead in life.
Neat.
The rest of you presumably look around, wondering where 2 javelins have randomly flown from.
You hear Noah say out loud, "Once is luck and twice that's skill." Gentlemen, keep your eyes open. We have a visitor.
We are back to the top of the... Oh, actually, no, the scorpions have to go. Sorry, guys.
No, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
I use
They're-
my additional AP to stop the scorpions from going.
They're scared.
I have superpowers. Don't question it.
All right. The first scorpion goes for you, Errant Ways, considering that
No.
you just punched it.
I'm hiding. They can't
Oh,
see me.
So
I was already hiding behind you. That's not how that works.
you do the John Cena hand, but unfortunately,
Can't touch it.
anyway.
But unfortunately, that's a reference that's like 200 years old and not in this universe. So the scorpion doesn't understand it.
It gets 1 success, but as I understand it, that's enough because your defense is 1.
Yeah, I'm not an agility boy.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and roll damage. 1 damage though.
You should
Whenever it
soak
hits, I soak it.
Okay.
How? So my armor has HP. Is that only if it goes beyond the soak?
Oh, if it goes beyond the soak.
Okay.
Nathaniel, I hate to be that guy. Oh God, do I ever? It did roll an effect, and it does have vicious.
Oh, it's true. It's 2 then.
That
Can you
is
soak
2.
Man, I hate to be that guy. Ooh, that's rough, Kirk. Ooh.
What?
Can you soak
His
2? Technically, it does
attack
2
proc
damage.
vicious and does 2 damage.
Oh damn! You might want to roll to see where it hits.
Okay, can you still soak 2? I don't know.
I don't know. You might
Depends
need
where
to
it's
roll
hitting.
where
Kirk!
I rolled a 1. What's a 1?
Yeah, no, it's I soak it.
So yeah, your HP on your armor goes down if it surpasses your soak.
Okay, that's really good.
Does it go
Awesome.
down by how much?
Of course, it's really
it
good.
goes
It's
over the
freaking
soak
power armor. Stop playing us.
Like
Yeah.
if it say it has a soak of 4, if you do 5 damage to it, it takes 1 point.
Yeah, which
I love how Chris
yeah.
is sitting there is like, oh, Kirk's completely bullshitting us right now.
All right.
Power armor.
So,
I'll talk
yeah.
about it later.
the rad scorpion takes a swipe at what would be a 1? What's at location 1?
Head.
Head. It takes a swipe up at your head. It like sort of does like a leap off the ground. It's like a weird hissing noise. It tries to swipe at it, but you just hear like a ding as claw meets metal, and the scorpion drops back onto the ground.
Can I use bats to shoot it before it hits the ground?
No, but you do have a moment for smack talk if you'd like.
I just cleaned that. Ugh.
The second rad scorpion is rather perturbed at the doctor who tried to rat-tat it. So it does that terrible noise, which I hate.
What noise is that?
Is Discord cutting it out? I've done it like 4 times.
No, he wants you to.
Yeah, we hear it. We hear it.
Okay. Anyways. And
You might need to filter some of Kirk tonight.
and
Being about 50% jerking the GM around tonight.
and the rad scorpion goes to give you a swipe.
Alrighty.
Let us see if it is successful. I know your agility is very high, so it is going to need 2 successes to make this land. But it gets nothing and a
Nice.
complication.
So just blow up?
It accidentally stabs itself.
It
The
accidentally
rad-
goes after Aaron Ways too.
the rad scorpion leaps
Placebo.
past DS, lands on Noah, and takes his head off. No, I'm just kidding. The rad scorpion, in his excitement of attack, actually ends up rolling onto his back and gets stuck.
Damn, what an idiot.
Like a
Damn, that's just like a Bethesda game, though.
yeah. No, just like a
That
Bethesda
stupid
game would be
thing
then
is
an
glitching
extra.
out.
Yeah, it gets stuck in the ground and starts vibrating viciously.
All right,
This is how we fast track.
Flipping noises.
Glipping noises. So the scorpion rolls onto its back, and you can see its legs and arms sort of flailing in panic as it's ended up on its backside. So
Dieth can't actually smile anymore. There's no flesh to draw back.
right,
But he, looks like he might be mildly amused.
right, nice.
There's the shine in the eyes.
Yeah.
So just one heads up. Apparently, you roll hit
Always.
location before you roll damage.
yes, it is true.
Okay.
Just looking to see what actions we could do, and I was there.
I mean, I think it's mostly semantics, but you're right. I should be rolling hit location first. But anyways, all right. Chief only has some generators of itself. All right, we are back. We are now at the top of round 2, and Noah, we come back to you. There are 2 scorpions left alive.
Can I just coup de grace the one that's on its back?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and roll straight damage.
Hell yeah. Just combat roll for that?
Yeah, just click the. Yeah, just go ahead and roll the guns and just ignore the success thingy and go for the.
You should still roll in case of complications,
That's
right?
true.
Because
That's
I
true.
can't
Correct.
miss either, but I still have to.
Yeah.
And
So-
technically, if the scorpion is prone, he gets disadvantage.
So. Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So obviously you hit. So if you can roll the weapon damage on your small gun, that would be awesome. You can do that by hovering over damage in the weapons box there and clicking on the little Pip-Boy icon.
Thank you.
I don't.
Oh boy.
Well, we don't know that he's set up his gun properly since he just rolled small guns. But yeah,
But if you have,
Hopefully-
that should work.
hopefully you
There we
have.
go.
yeah.
There you
There we
go.
go. Okay. That is 4 damage. Effects hardened, comfort grip.
Wow.
Maybe
Not-
application, remove inaccurate.
Richard, not all of those are effects. Some of
Yeah.
those are the
I
other
think
thing
they
that I can't
copied
remember the
over
name.
weird-
Qualities. Some of them are qualities. Yeah.
Qualities, yes.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
Okay, so 4 damage, and I do not know what hardened does, so you'll have to tell me if that's something.
Hardened is 1 additional damage. It's like vicious,
Okay.
but it doesn't need
an
a
effect.
proc to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a proc anyway.
It's,
so that's
1
5.
overall, so I think it makes 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
5. I don't know what comfort grip or reflex sight does for you. but-
Comfort grip.
Removes inaccurate, doesn't it?
I think it removes inaccurate.
Okay, so that's related.
No,
and
reliable is
reflex sight?
inaccurate close quarters. The reflex. No, the grip is the hit location die. I think I'll pull up the guide.
Oh, okay. And the reflex.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
I'll
reflex.
pull up my
sight is
guide.
inaccurate.
I think comfort grip makes it reliable, which means it doesn't complicate on the first complication in combat
Right.
or something. I don't know. It's for him to know, not for me.
I'm
Actually,
to
yeah,
hold
being
it
that his
properly.
gun is reliable, his last complication shouldn't have been a complication.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I believe reliable means that the first time in
Comfort
combat
grip removes inaccurate.
Oh, okay.
but it is still reliable, which I believe just means the first complication you roll doesn't count in a combat. But
You
don't
named it
quote me.
Zelda.
Yeah, I named it Zelda.
Nice. Of course, he named his gun. That's nice. I like it.
It's
Very
a custom
flavorful.
gun. In Fallout 4, you name your custom guns. I named my custom gun.
Fair enough.
Understandable.
Fair enough. What was I going to say? Yeah.
What
Okay.
are you
Well,
going to say?
that's my bad. Like I said, all of the effects on your stuff.
Yeah, but that
Up to
wasn't.
you to call it
Oh.
out. If you didn't
That-
call it out in time,
That
Yeah.
certainly wasn't an accusation of any kind. That was just
Yeah.
me saying what I believe it does. So
Yeah. Okay. If that's what reliable does, then yeah. As it turned out, no
reliable
harm, no
weapon ignores
foul.
the first
Because,
complication you roll in a test to use that weapon.
okay, no harm, no foul. Because as it was, the complication was just he ended up using his minor action reload, and
he would have missed either way. Whatever.
it was still a miss. So, yeah. So okay. So 5 damage to the scorpion. The scorpion hisses in pain as it now has an extra hole in it. Oh, are you spending extra ammo to gain extra dice?
Oh
Or are you
yeah, I will
leaving it at
definitely spend an extra ammo to shoot this thing one more time.
that? Okay, so then you can hit the roll additional combat dice thing there at the bottom of your damage that in the chat, and that should give you the option to roll again.
2 additional
Oh.
damage.
Oh, that rolls all 5 though. Okay.
What is it supposed to roll?
Well, he should just. Oh no, he should just roll 1 extra die. Not.
I hit
it's
roll
all-
additional
yeah.
combat dice, and that's what it gave me.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's too bad.
Are we sure that that's not the correct behavior?
Oh,
let's just go with it for now.
Let's just go with it for now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Bane. 2 extra holes in the bottom of the rad scorpion.
So that's 8 in total.
That's 8 in total. Yeah. No, 7. 5.
I get 1 additional because of hardened.
I've already counted that. You had 4 plus 1.
Do I not get it on the second one either? If it's part of the gun?
8. You're right. Yeah. And that is a body shot, so you have crippled its torso.
Cool.
So it cannot move as well as it could before. So
I don't know, Nathaniel, how you want to rule this. Based on the way this is written, I almost feel like you have to declare how many bullets you're shooting before you shoot.
Ranged weapons, each of ammunition you spend adds 1d6 to roll in your damage dice pool. You can spend ammunition up to the gun's fire rate. That is fire rate of 2. You can spend 2 additional 10mm bullets to increase the combat dice pool. An Institute laser rifle has a fire rate of 3. And 3 charges per fusion soldier. I see. Yeah, you're right. You need to declare the ammo before you roll. Anyways, first session. We'll figure this out.
Okay.
We're stumbling along here, guys.
This is tutorial combat. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's why you're fighting young rad scorpions.
This is how you'd like us to do it from here on out, though, is to declare, I'm going to be spending
if you are using an ammoed weapon, and you have extra fire
up
rate
to the gun's fire rate.
Let's
fire. Yeah.
Okay. Like all things fair, it is not hard to get this ammo.
Yeah.
Like it's perhaps costly for certain ammo, but like we all have a ton of ammo. If we're gonna waste it, like we should,
Chris does not have a ton of ammo.
Aside from Chris, we potentially all have a ton of it. I'll shut up.
Anyways,
so just ton of ammo when you can't miss.
just declare how many bullets you are firing before you actually go to roll the hit.
We'll do in the future.
Yeah, no problem. And we're both learning, so that's all good. 8 damage, you have crippled its torso. It lets out a screech of pain, but it's just clinging to life, just barely. And it's sort of flailing and going, sort of trying to get back onto its legs pathetically. And it's just sort of clinging on to the last bits of life here.
Doctor, take care of my light work.
Yes. So like I said, mechanically speaking, John Smith would actually be next, but for this combat, narratively, I'm having him go last. So I am going to throw it back to Dr. Diaz.
No, thanks for asking. I'm going to actually defer. Appreciate it.
Diaz looks around, looks like everybody is in perfectly fine shape. He goes finds a rock to sit down on.
Okay. Murphy?
Nice.
Sorry?
Your turn?
Oh.
Doc. All right. Okay. Murphy, handle my light work.
The buzzsaw arm just starts to rattling in its sort of that noisy way a buzzsaw would do, a table saw does when you hear it going. And I have a buzzsaw.
And a buzzsaw.
And let me see if this hits.
It does. You rolled a 1.
Oh, you rolled big guns.
But you rolled big guns again. Buzzsaw should be melee. Yeah.
It said big guns in the book. I don't know why it's
big guns for buzzsaws? Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Hold on, let me see if I can find Mr. Handy here.
I'll roll melee though.
No, buzzsaw should definitely be melee. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So
when I put it in, it's okay.
Yep.
All right, melee weapons it is then. Let's roll that.
Oh, and the flamer should be energy weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at that now. I've realized that's energy weapons, so it is what it is. But yeah,
okay,
melee
I'll fix
for this
that
one.
in a second then.
Yeah.
0 successes, whatever. Fine. I'll just switch that now.
All right. So the buzzsaw cuts through the air valiantly and elegantly, but it does not hit the scorpion.
Sure murdered that air though.
Doctor, do you continue to defer?
The doctor looks at Murphy swinging that buzzsaw arm around and goes to take up his perch on a slightly more distant rock.
All right, very good. Then, Errant Ways, over to you. So there is the scorpion that is currently trying to swipe at your head, and there's the one that is clinging on to life and on his back over by Murphy.
I want to do something that is a little unorthodox, and I don't know if the rules of the game would allow me to do so.
Okay, I'm listening. I might allow you to do so.
It's your second turn, dude.
I want to grab the tail of the one scorpion I'm engaging.
Okay.
Hold it in both hands, walk over with it to the other scorpion, and slam the one scorpion onto the other one.
You're going to beat this guy with his own kind.
Sorry, was your name Bob or Kurt?
Yeah.
I was going to say, and if this works, God, what a second turn it is.
Yeah. We played out the Bob strats in session 1. Okay.
Well, because judging by the fact that it couldn't even pierce my armor, I'm like, I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Is that a grapple roll plus an improvised weapon usage?
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. If you want to do them both in the same turn, you're probably going to have to spend action points to take a second major action. But you can definitely grapple the scorpion if you'd like. That would be an unarmed attack.
Okay, I will do that. And how many action points would it take to do another major action?
I believe it's 2 action points.
2 action points, yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So roll unarmed first. I mean, you might generate action points from the successes.
Oh, okay.
That's the last time I put any AP into the pool.
He says in character. Oh dear.
I got 2 successes though.
You did get 2 successes. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, what tough choice do I... Okay, I got it. So you managed to get the scorpion off of the ground. It flails wildly in your hands. You're very, very strong, especially with the gift of the Brotherhood's power armor around you. But the ends of its tail and its claws kind of flail and wail freely. So as you start to move with the scorpion, it sort of lashes out to others around it. So first of all, you do have 1 success more than you needed. So you could use that plus an action point to take your second major action.
Okay.
So you only need to spend 1 action point.
Okay.
And then for the complication, as you walk, the scorpion flails and hits either Noah or Murphy for 1 damage. Decide who gets hit.
Probably Murphy because he's closer.
Okay, Murphy, you suffer the end of a flailing scorpion claw and suffer 1 HP damage.
Don't worry, Murph. I can buff that out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll spend 1 from the pool and slam the scorpion down onto the other scorpion.
Good heavens.
Every time you spend from the pool, tell us what the pool is now at.
It'd be 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what I had, but, just for posterity's sake.
Okay, so make another unarmed attack, please. No, make a melee.
Dice.
Make a melee attack, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You're holding something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're holding something.
1 success. That's all you needed.
How much damage would this be?
You slam the rad scorpion into the other scorpion. 2 dice.
2 dice plus 3?
Yeah, that's right. From your melee bonus, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll just... I guess I'll just do combat knife. So it'd be 5 dice altogether, right?
5 dice altogether, that's right.
Additional dice minus 1? Let's try that. So it should be 5.
It was. Okay. 3 damage plus piercing, so 4.
Well, that was technically knife. So,
but
right.
There's no piercing.
I guess scorpion pierces.
Scorpion pierces. Okay. You. This is so funny, but very Fallout. You wallop the very injured scorpion with the slightly less injured scorpion, and the really badly off scorpion pulps. It pulps like a grapefruit, and scorpion guts fly everywhere, painting the walls of the ravine, and possibly messing up Murphy's paint job. Sorry. Guts, rad scorpion guts everywhere. The other scorpion also takes a bit of a beating. You can see that it is not enjoying going for the ride you've taken it on. And it continues to be gripped in a death grip in your arms, flailing and sort of gnashing wildly. So, John?
John hears some wild shit over this highway divider. He doesn't know what he's hearing, but it's just like chittering and like chitin on chitin action. He peeks over and he sees what's going on, and he throws, he uses a move action to get within close range. And then he throws a throwing knife into the rad scorpion that is within the hands of Errant Ways / I don't know this guy's name, this big armored guy.
Yes. / big armored guy. Right into
Big boy steampunk.
All right. Of course you hit. You have one success left over. You can bank it or spend it.
Can I roll damage before I choose, or do I have to choose first?
You need to choose first.
I bank it.
Okay. Bank the action. Everyone gets an action point, so the pool is
4.
Yep. Go roll damage, please.
2 and piercing.
Okay. What body part do you aim for?
It's face.
Okay. A knife lands right into the head of the young rad scorpion. It screeches before stopping moving.
It is dead, yes?
And Aaron, it is dead. So.
John Smith raises his empty hands now that he's in vision, since he moved to close range, and he just says, I'm not looking for trouble here. Just, there's nowhere for me to go, so if you guys want my stuff, I guess you can have it, because I definitely can't take you.
Want your stuff? Good sir, put your hands down. And Noah takes a couple steps and extends a big smile and an open palm in a handshake. Sir, you positively came at the right time. You have saved our lives today. And you know what? It's much appreciated. So, on this day, you'd think you'd expect us to take your life. It's not going to happen. However, I will offer you a different deal. What are you doing?
John Smith kind of like leans to the right and looks at how the rest of the group is reacting. He's definitely not ready to put his hands down yet.
Boss, why don't you just get to it already?
Sure.
Fine. Poor kid to death.
Fine. What are you doing for the rest of your, well, I guess life?
Hopefully living 80 years and then dying in my sleep.
That sounds like the life that all of us in this group clearly want to live, besides the robot that travels along with us. Now, might I suggest...
80
might I
years
suggest...
Too many, though.
If you come with us, we can definitely utilize those sniper skills. I'm not exactly sure how you did that, but I'm willing to try and find out. We can always use an extra hand when it comes to combat. Clearly, as you have so demonstrated for us. And he looks a little frustrated at that.
I honestly, I think you guys probably would have been fine, but like, you know, one claw wound to the face is like one too many, so I just figured I'd...
You don't understand the amount of caps that it takes in order to fix this armor when it does get damaged, so really, you did help us out in this, so don't ever take our gratitude as some kind of... Gentlemen, please, help me back up my case over here.
Can I just... Look, I'm not from around here, but this is not...
obvious. Nobody in this wasteland just helps someone for free.
Well, all right.
I did.
Let me...
You don't have a choice.
You're correct, sir.
Let me put it this way, good sir. I didn't help anybody for free. I helped you hoping you wouldn't mug me and kill me, because if you look that way and that way, you'll notice highway for about 20 miles. I'm not that
correct.
fast, and you guys seem. You
Well,
don't seem stupid. You know what I'm saying.
You're not that fast, which is definitely a good thing. If you are so worried about your current presence between two large stretches of highway, why not come with us? We're heading in this direction regardless. And, well, if you've got nowhere else to go, we could definitely use a little more protection, as you, again, have so graciously demonstrated. And if you do come with us, we'll make sure that you get to wherever you're going to be going in that direction, I continue to assume, safely as well.
John turns to the doctor or the ghoul, and he goes, "Is this guy some kind of fucking cannibal? He wants to eat me when I go to sleep, right? He's being too fucking. I don't buy this."
No, he's just an idiot, but he's a good one. Nobody wants to eat you, kid. Although I'm feeling a bit peckish, we should move on.
I cannot eat.
Well,
yes, I
Waze
would believe you cannot eat.
Waze, I can see your helmet light going on and off, but your voice isn't coming out. Do you mind saying that again?
Yeah. So newcomer. Why do you gotta be
well,
like that?
not newcomer. Let us get his name first, actually.
No, boss. He was just being a fucking racist.
He said cannibal. He didn't say anything else. And while I do take offense to being called a cannibal, I'm not going to hold it against him, considering he's very much new to this long stretch of highway that we're currently standing on. So let's give the boy a chance. Why don't we?
And to be fair, Tin Can number 2. I did ask the guy that looks like a zombie if the guy that looks like a regular human was going to eat me. I didn't ask if the zombie was going to eat me. No offense.
What is a zombie?
None taken. Oh, it's comic book thing. You have those where you came from, mystery stranger.
You came from a comic book, like you know Grognak the Barbarian.
Nice reference.
I know of a comic barbarian. His name wasn't Grognak. It's really not important. My name's John. I would appreciate if you didn't mug me and leave me on the side of the road.
I see you're getting to know the wasteland pretty well.
It does quite sound so. Well, my name, good sir, is, well, it's Noah Moore, and I extend tentatively an invite to you. I think we might have to give you maybe one more test. We'll come to that bridge when we actually get across to it. My name's Noah Moore, and this is my group of collective individuals that need to go in yonder direction, and he points in the direction that they should be heading. Are you going that way?
Oh, what a coincidence. I was going... John looks around. Who gives a fuck? It's all nuclear wasteland. Let's go.
Excellent. That took a very small amount of convincing to get you to do. Welcome to our team. You are going to be relegated to carrying some stuff. Thank you. Let's go, gentlemen.
He got promoted to pack mule.
Isn't he great?
Isn't he great? The robot says as he hands his bags to me.
Yeah.
John says as he takes a couple bags from the robot.
Yes, John is great. He's wonderful. He's carrying our stuff for us. He just joined us as well.
How
Hey, Gavin, before we go, I need to patch up Murph here.
Please do.
And you see for the first time the arms on the suit of armor reach for his helmet, and some steam releases, all classic like, and the helmet comes off. And now for the viewership, you see this
sexy stranger beneath.
You see this older, grizzled man, very short-cut, buzzed hair, very like a bit more tanned and a bit older as well, kind of like a salt pepper type of hair color, and he has scars everywhere you look. And then he's coming out of the suit of armor and steps down, and a bit shorter than you thought, but you can tell he's not maybe the strongest person, but you can tell he's been through a lot, and he's just wearing standard standard uniforms. There's something that says BOS on it. Whatever that means for John Smith, who knows? The others would know that he is from the Brotherhood of Steel if they've encountered them. And yeah. All right, Murphy. Lower yourself a bit. I gotta patch up that scratch he gave you.
Yes, sir. Now we're cooking with gas.
John, you're about to witness something absolutely incredible, actually.
Oh, I would like to try and repair Murphy.
Please do. Please roll repair.
I am having a ball.
Okay.
You are
Don't need
mostly
one.
ball, Murphy.
So
I am a ball.
I have a multi-tool, and that is reduce the difficulty of repair test by 1, minimum 0.
Okay, well then the difficulty is 0.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I guess you do it.
But you can't go below that. Don't even try.
yeah, but you still need to roll because you can still generate action points and such.
Or a complication.
Or complications.
4 successes, hot damn.
Or you'll get 4
There's his
successes,
AP.
and you'll max out the action pool point.
Yep, so I'll bank 2, and then I have 1 left over.
Yeah.
Or
Fixes-
Our max is 6, yeah?
I have 2
Mixes
left over.
Murphy up on a date. Like, good lord.
Basically everyone else just witnesses Aaron kind of like fix Murphy's ding up like a painter at a blank canvas. Like you can tell he has done this for most of his life.
A little to the left, sir.
He pulls out a toilet plunger and just goes...
brings the thing back out there. But it's elegant and it's fast, and you can see the hands of a professional at work as he repairs Murphy. Christian, Murphy is back to full HP. You have 2 successes left over.
I would
and we're
also,
attached.
I would also like to fill up that flamethrower fuel again if I can. Kind of
sure.
help him with it.
Sure. Yep.
Nice.
Top up all the reserves on Murph.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pull out a dipstick and check. Just
My windshield wiper fluid's a little low.
Polish him up.
yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Now, Murph, what did I say about the flamethrower? Don't run out of ammo. Come on.
I apologize, sir. It was just simply too tempting.
True.
Can you imagine the taste? I certainly cannot.
All right. This is insane. I can't believe this is happening to me.
Hold on.
This man is
Hold-
talking about eating napalm.
It could be worse. Please, Murphy, be a little more conscious about that. We do have to pay for the fuel, please.
Okay, so you're Noah Moore. This guy's Murph or Murphy. Murph, what is it?
Murphy, and good day to you, sir.
Murphy, thank you.
He does that.
I'm still John. I think I mentioned that one. John just points at the ghoul, the doctor. He wouldn't know he's a doctor yet, but you're...
It's Nicholas Diaz. Dr. Nicholas Diaz. Nice to meet you. And he holds out one hand with the flesh stripped bare from it, the muscles quite obvious, but no blood.
John shakes it, no question. As if he were shaking a regular human's hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, Doc. And
my. What a grip you've got.
And you were well, I called you Tin Can too. That was a little rude, but you did call me racist. So tit for tat, I guess.
Let's call that water under the bridge. I'm Aaron.
John shakes.
Nice to meet you, kid.
Or extends a hand to shake, whether you accept or not.
Your hand
I
is
shake
crushed.
Yeah, I shake it. It's not crushing, but it's very firm.
It's not crushing. You're not in the armor right now. That's out of character, not John.
Well, out of armor, I feel like I'm like a 6 on the strength score.
Yeah.
Feeling that way? Wow, that's quite a shake. If I had to rate that from 1 to 10, I'd probably say about 6, maybe 7 on a good day even.
You would be correct, actually.
Okay, so you guys are a bit nicer than the general fare. I found. I actually think those fucking scorpions we iced were a bit nicer than the general fare in this wasteland. But
Had some run-ins with raiders, have we?
is that what they call themselves? With the stupid like cages?
Oh, John, I must ask. You've not. Did you actually fall from a comic book?
Did I actually fall from a comic book?
We've been dealing
No.
with bandits and raiders for nigh on, well, I guess 200 years.
Did I actually fall from a comic book? No. If you really want to get into it, I may as well have fallen from the sky. When I say I'm not from around here, that is the understatement of the century. This is all news to me, brother.
Well, clearly you have something to hide, but I'm not going to pry because it's your goddamn business. And when we get to where we're going, you might be able to go and fix that problem. So,
Actually, you know what? Since we're on it, I don't particularly have anything to hide. I just don't even know how to answer the question. Let's start with this. Where are we?
One of the hard ones. Let's get
We-
walking, boys. We can talk.
Are
yes.
in Alberta.
Oh, okay. So this actually isn't as bad as I thought. I actually know that one. I'm from Toronto.
What is Toronto?
Fantastic.
Toronto. There's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
And that, I'm sorry, that's supposed to have significance to me?
I don't know if it's supposed to have significance from you. For you, it
Is-
certainly does to me.
Toronto's
it seems
a
like the doctor
settlement-
knows.
I assume Toronto's some kind of new nearby settlement, but that doesn't explain why you wouldn't understand what's going on.
I wouldn't say new. It's pretty established.
How can you
What?
know that name, boy? Hasn't been any Toronto for a couple of centuries.
Oh, this is a pre-war
Oh,
establishment.
sorry. A couple. Sorry, say that last word again.
It means hundreds of years.
Oh, centuries. Okay. Oh, so I did hear you correctly. Bop, bop, bop.
You
So,
some sort of story.
I'm-
Do
You escaped from an
This is-
archive somewhere.
This is
Library boy.
fun. This is fun. I started with where am I? That was a good question. I would. Think.
there's always a good question.
How about another question? Good one. This one's gonna seem a little weirder, but just bear with me here. When am I?
Murph, what year are we in?
Actually, yeah. What year are we in?
Well, we're in
In
the
the chat.
Chat in the chat.
Yeah.
It is the year 2271, John.
And counting, yes.
Whoa.
And counting.
So, I don't know. Sounds like he's counting. Sounds like by the fact that you know Toronto from, a couple centuries ago, maybe you're counting?
Wish I didn't have to. Look,
What?
this is really amazing, and your story is leaving me absolutely famished. Did I say famished? That's what I meant. Can we go? Let's talk on the way.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, we could be walking. John starts walking.
You hear the trailing
Desperate-
conversation.
Desperately. John starts walking, desperately hoping these weirdos don't follow him.
You do hear trailing in the distance as the camera would pan up,
Ah.
I guess. Well, there was here tell of one of the vaults happening where people were frozen inside of it, but that seems like that would probably, well, I'm not sure if that exists.
What?
Or and he's just babbling on about vault.
What
tech.
vaults like a bank?
Like
Oh
what
boy.
people survived in, like myself, prior to getting out of them. They were designed in order to protect us when the bombs fell.
So just to pause the conversation, this is amazing, but I just need to know whether at this point the entire group has started to walk, or only John is walking.
John's certainly walking.
John,
We are
all-
obviously sounds like Noah's keeping up with him.
Yeah.
Doggedly keeping up with the conversation.
I would be taking the rear because I have to kind of pack
Yeah.
up my stuff for
I am
mobility.
hovering.
Right, yes.
And I think
Not walking at all.
I think with like the relationship I would have with Murph, with basically being his repairman. He'd probably like hover close.
Yeah, despite the fact John didn't necessarily want these guys to follow him, he is walking in the direction they said they were going.
Right, gotcha.
And DF actually pulls a little cane from
Nice.
the bandolier around his belt there, and it extends, pops to a point, and uses it to lever himself up off the rock he was sitting on with sort of a groan. All right. And starts walking.
All right, so all of you are moving then. Okay, so sorry. Now you can continue the conversation. I just needed to know if you guys are moving.
So I guess I don't know what all this vault stuff is. It sounds kind of like you were in some kind of weird bunker, I guess.
Essentially, vaults were designed by Vault-Tec in order to ensure that the humans survived the war that happened between the United States and China back 200 years ago. It's very simple.
Right, and John starts walking backwards and he points at the robot. Murph, you said what year again? 22. Sorry?
71, sir.
71. Yeah, so let's see. Where I come from, I was from 2022. So if you really think about it, like 2071 seems like
32.
Oh, 2032, yeah. That's what I said.
We
Sorry,
know your lore better than you.
Shit, I bit my tongue. Shit. Sorry, 2032. I bit my tongue. Fuck. It's from 2032, so let's see. 2071. Yeah, that sounds like about the amount of time till a nuclear war with China pops off, I guess. So...
Another approximately 40 years after that, correct, yes.
Not from a comic book, from the past. Yep, sounds stupid. Whatever. Keeps walking.
There's also here tell of people popping up in sudden places turning into synths, but that one's a really big rumor too.
Yeah, they did say they were working on some sort of teleporter. Guess it could have had a delayed reaction.
Well,
But to bring someone from somewhere else to here, extraordinary.
Well,
Nice.
No, just
No-
from the past. A
Very
couple
nice.
100 years isn't that big a deal.
Yeah, I mean, it makes enough sense, I guess. I'm really sorry that your world broke bad with the Chinese. Or, I guess, the Chinese's world broke bad with the Americans, however that really went down.
I think it all broke bad. Judging by any gestures to the surrounding area, all of this, I think, it all broke bad.
About as bad as it can break.
Yeah, not great.
What do you say? That our world, though. You don't think that this is your future?
I mean, it's certainly possible.
An
It's,
interesting
That.
thought.
I can see it in your eyes.
Hey, man, I don't know what my future is, because that's like 10 minutes from now. But my present is right now, so that's what I'm worried about.
John, I will tell you, it does sound like you did come from a comic book, coming from 200 years in the past to the future to throw spears and knives at scorpions. It sounds like a dream come true.
Not a good one, though.
Not so much a good one, but I did my best.
You know they call bad dreams nightmares, right? Is that a thing in your world timeline? I'm just gonna call it
Sure.
world.
But
So
you don't have to go to sleep to have one of those.
Oh, they're walking everywhere. Speaking of walking everywhere, you still don't know, I guess, where we're going. Maybe when we get to the broker, he can, well, find some way to educate you on maybe the world, possibly even somehow to get back home, although I'm not sure he has access to a time machine.
when Noah said broker, John kind of turns and looks at Aaron in his armor. You guys are going to seek some kind of like arms dealer? You guys got like a small armory between you, so you're trying to do some kind of deal here?
More than that, kid.
More.
We are looking for someone who could give us anything we desire.
And quite frankly,
anything we
we're going
desire.
first.
For a price.
For
Yeah, right.
a price. You see, everybody in this wasteland wants something. And it seems like there are only a certain number of people that can actually get that in our hands, and this broker seems to be this person, at least in this area. He could just be whispers or legends or folk tales, but we all have our reasons, and this sounds like a good one, as good as any, to continue traveling with us.
All right, I'll bite for a second. Because no offense, and this is not on you.
Is that a pun off of my name? I'm sorry.
No. Noah, it is not.
Okay.
This sounds really dumb, because if he could get anything, is it really anything, guys?
We've
heard.
You can
Could
find
you
anything
imagine
in the
the
wasteland.
implications?
So, like, for a price, but he can get anything, so what the fuck does he need from you?
Caps, mostly.
Caps?
Caps.
Like hats?
Bottle caps.
Hats.
Well,
bottle
caps.
caps.
How have you eaten anything?
I've killed everything I've eaten thus far. No
You killed
people.
Everything? Okay.
Oh dear. You and I should have a little look at your intestines then.
You might be irradiated.
I
Doctor,
feel...
I have some rat away. We can dose the boy.
I actually have
just
some of
one
that
for now.
stuff. I actually have some of that stuff too. I feel fine. Thank you though, Doc. That's actually the nicest thing anyone's done for me in... It's the nicest thing anyone's done for me in this world.
I'm glad you're on top of that. Radiation's no joke.
No,
Yeah, I
the day
found
you're-
that one out pretty fast.
The day you're vomiting everywhere is not a good day, no.
But I'm feeling okay now. So, all right. So this guy, the broker, can get you whatever you need, whatever you want.
Apparently, so we've heard.
Nothing else to do in this shithole.
All
Yeah,
got
that'll be
the
going
we
to-
want, kid. And this guy can get it for us. It's worth chasing down, at least.
Don just kind of looks around at the barren wasteland.
No,
Yeah, I got nothing else going on. You guys got any leads?
Well,
I do
actually-
have a question, if
Ooh.
you don't mind me asking more. How'd you do that?
How'd I do what?
Once in the head, sure. Twice in the head, pretty damn lucky.
And
3
you didn't
times
even-
on 2 different targets.
Well, I mean, everyone.
What are
gets
you?
I will admit, I'm pretty good at what I do. Everyone gets a little lucky, and you kind of had the third one like held up for me, you know.
Yeah, but that thing was still thrashing about. You had to be pretty damn precise, even with that, to hit the head a 3rd time in a row.
I'm a crack shot.
A crack throw.
It's got a very simple explanation, honestly. I can use my Pip-Boy in order to use my Vault Tech assisted targeting system. And I'm sure that somehow John has similar technology that allows him to hit shots that might be otherwise impossible.
Sure, I recognize some of those words.
Where? Where exactly is it?
It
Don
can be
taps his
concealed.
temple.
Oh, a cerebral implant. Very
Nope.
nice.
I just have a knack.
A knack.
He has a knack for doctoring. He has a knack for taking dents out of robots. I mean, I assume you have a knack for doctoring. So,
He
you
hasn't
called
steered us
yourself
wrong yet.
doctor.
What a talent we've come across.
Back when it was still something you could get a degree for, boy. Anyways, a knack for hitting things accurately, eh? Can't say I've ever heard the like. But there's stranger things out here. That's a pretty handy skill.
Especially.
I like you.
There were... Back when I come from, I guess... this might sound... Look, I don't want to be insensitive. This might sound a little insensitive. You obviously have been alive for several centuries. You know where Toronto was, is, whatever. like I said, I'm not trying to be rude. When were you born, if you don't mind?
You never
Alive's a funny
asked.
way of
Well,
putting it.
I was going to make a joke.
I'm sorry, what was that, Doc? I didn't hear.
The answer is none of your damn business.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. If you had any life whatsoever before the war, I'll just ask, like, how normal were things? Did people have, like, were people exceptional in any particular way, or was it just, run of the mill everyday stuff?
You imply that
Jim
this
was
isn't
real
someone's
good at
normal.
bowling.
Yeah. I remember in my timeline I was jealous of Jim too. He always got strikes.
Everyone was exceptional.
I'm not saying this is or isn't my timeline. Where I come from, certain people, not all people, had genetic specialties, let's say. They were born with them. It wasn't something that they worked to get. Some of them could, turn themselves into rubber and stretch all wacky wild. Some of them could, affect gravity or use shape-shifting.
You did drop out of a goddamn comic book.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the way it's sounding, it sure does. Here's mine. I don't miss. Ever.
Right, you use something similar to Vault Tech Assistant
John takes his beanie off, and he hands it to Noah, and he pulls a knife out of his bag, not threateningly. No, would you do me a favor and throw that in the air?
I do see what this is going to turn into. Okay, and he balls it up and throws it as far as he can.
He covers his eyes with his other hand. He faces the wrong direction, and he throws the knife, and it goes through the hat.
It goes through the hat. Easy peasy.
Well, John, I will admit, that is incredibly impressive. However, now you don't have a hat.
John pulls another hat from his bag.
Oh, you're not unprotected and you're prepared. We picked a good one, gentlemen.
And then he runs over and gets the knife from the hat because it's a really good knife.
The 1-2 hat trick, I see. I have no idea what that is. But
yeah, it doesn't sound so stupid now, right? I do not miss.
You can't procure the knives again unless you run over and grab them, though. You can't recall them. You can send them out, but they can't come back.
Is that just with knives, or is it with anything?
Most things so far.
Have you?
Sorry, not most things.
Gun.
Everything so far.
The ghoul kicks a little stone up into his hand and tosses it to John, and then he kicks another stone up into the air.
The first stone hits the second stone with a click.
My. That is a knack.
I could certainly come in handy.
Much more accurate than any of us. Again, I said it before, but that is quite a feat.
Also, kid, I don't know where you're from or when, but if you've been here for any length of time, you can see the aftermath of the nuclear holocaust that we're in.
Yeah,
this isn't a very good world to be in.
Whatever tech was around before then, that's what's here still. So if you recognize any of it, then fine. If you don't, well, then that answers your question.
You ever seen a guy like him before? And he points over to the power armor. You never seen a Mr. Handy?
I'll be honest. Based on what I've seen, knives and rocks are the same.
I thought so. You're not from our world. I don't know where you're from or what you are, or if you're just a real good actor. But if you were from the Toronto I remember, you'd also remember guys like this stomping in and taking over, killing thousands. Not you, Waze. You're a nice guy. But I don't have particularly positive memories of the power armored troops. And Mr. Handies were everywhere. But you didn't even know what he was called.
Thought you said his name was Murphy. Mr. Handy?
That's the type of model that he is.
That's my point.
Ah, okay, actually that makes a lot of sense.
There are several. There's Mr. Handy, there's Mr. Gutsy, there are Securitrons, there are Robo-Brains, there are Robo-Scorpions, but those haven't been seen anywhere since, well, apparently by the big MT, but that was quite a long time ago.
The Nurse Handies always freaked me out.
Well, alright. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I've already leveled with you guys. This is what I'm about. It's what I do. It sounds like you're going to see a guy who knows pretty much everything there is to know around these parts. So,
Sounds like you've got something you want to ask him too, then.
may as well give her a shot,
Get
right?
the fuck out of here.
What else do you have to do, John? I will say the first thing we should do is probably get you a gun. Rocks are nice.
I've got a gun.
Oh. Then
Didn't want to waste it on us, eh? Fair.
Well, no, I didn't want to waste it on the tiny scorpions.
and you've yet to
Well-
kill a man yet.
Like a human man?
You said you've only killed to eat.
Right, yeah, I'm not...
Interesting. John, you are getting more and more curious by the minute.
Where I'm from,
Doc-
killing people isn't really a... I'm not really interested in killing any people.
Too bad. They're going to be
it is-
real interested in killing you.
Kind of the way of life.
Yeah, I did notice that of the raiders. Thankfully, I was able to just, like, knock them out with some rocks. But, like... I don't know. This place is kind of rough. I don't really like it as
Well-
much as I liked... Ugh.
I will level with you. To you, it is a nuclear holocaust wasteland where nothing will ever be good ever again. And to us, this is normal. This is our home, and we do our best to survive in this world. And if you don't
Right,
like
but
it,
also
unfortunately,
still-
you can't leave.
Right, but also still a nuclear holocaust where never will anything ever be good again. Like just like
well, we don't.
just
We
because
don't know that nothing will ever be never good. What did you say? Regardless, it doesn't matter. We don't.
You
know
said it.
that it won't be better in the future. Meaning,
I
we
think
gotta
it's
keep
great
pressing
right
on.
now.
He says that
Right.
a lot too.
you don't need to eat or drink, so of course you would think it's pretty dope.
It's amazing.
I like you.
We all do. He
Let's
carries our
all
stuff.
just stay positive, why don't we?
So that's I guess that's my CV, my curriculum vitae, my resume, if you will. I can
Well-
shoot and throw real good, so take me to the guy that can get me home.
Where is
Oh.
home for you?
Toronto, 2035.
200
Tell you
years
what,
ago.
Smith, why don't you come with us and help us make it there? And then you can ask him whatever you want.
Sold.
Hell, you might even ask him to get a brand new car if you want.
Absolutely. Murphy, a toast. Please bring out the finest bottles of Nuka-Cola.
I only carry Vim, sir.
Oh, damn it. Is it at least cold?
Again, sir, absolutely frozen.
They only produce that.
I'll take one, Vim.
Okay.
Nice. Oh,
Pass
Thanks.
them
Go
around
out.
and drink them at your leisure, I guess. Gentlemen,
Oh,
we've
boy,
got
I
a
love
broker
these
to
guys.
find.
I
I'll
love
just
these
suck on a
guys.
pool of wastewater at some point. Don't worry about me.
I
Hey,
will.
Murph, can you like crank down that flamethrower and just to like a little sputter so I can like spin my bottle around to defreeze it?
No, sir. I don't have any fuel.
Yeah, you do. I just gave you some.
Oh, did you earlier?
You ran out and had to reload for the moment.
No. When
much
he
is
repaired
out?
when he repaired him, he gave him more fuel.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Then yes, sir,
Um,
I can.
I mean,
I
it's,
feel like
it's either off or on, sir. I am
Yeah.
binary.
look, you guys seem okay, and you don't seem like you seem pretty smart and everything. So like obviously I would appreciate if you didn't mention to anyone that I have the power to never miss, because like that's
Why would we share that with anybody? That's our advantage.
That is an ace in the hole, John. Unfortunately, I'm not sure you've completely seen the benefits to our side. We have a man that can basically kill anybody or anything that we want that is now going to be following us in our group. I'm not saying you're going to do all of the fighting. I'm assuring you that you're going to probably be doing most of the fighting.
right. I do want to make it very clear, like unless it's in self-defense, I'm not really interested in killing anyone for you.
Oh,
That's
don't
good
worry.
news.
Plenty of that coming up. Oh, look, we're almost here.
I'll be honest, even in self-defense, I'm not crazy about it. I'll probably just try and like knock him out. But
Well,
Then, kid, my advice is either get behind me or go where the hell the doctor goes sometimes.
now, Waze, that does mean that if he does knock a man out, you will have to follow up with a boot to the skull. I hope you
I'm
can...
well aware.
Great, excellent, thank you.
it's even the nice ones are sociopaths. Like I don't love.
You simply don't understand. In this world, John, it is kill or be killed.
Don't worry. You'll get the hang of it all too soon.
Love it.
We'll likely meet nice people in another town, but that is quite a few kilometers away.
Yes.
Also, I wouldn't trust him.
Mm.
I wouldn't trust us, honestly, but you did.
Speaking of,
Too late for that.
I don't trust you guys yet, honestly, but lying does me no good, and there was nowhere to run, and this guy is wearing a tank, so there wasn't fighting either. I figured the best way was to play nice.
Coincidence
Kid,
brought us
you've
together.
got the general idea.
all right. Well, speaking of kilometers to traverse, there are kilometers to traverse. 4 have become 5. What civilization awaits our travelers? We'll find out in 10 minutes when we return from our break.
No, not 10 minutes.
See ya in 10, boys.
We'll see you soon. I love these guys. Oh my god. Let me know when we transitioned.
Rin.
Okay. So, the 5 of you have joined together, at least for now. An uneasy alliance, perhaps, but as the discussion has revealed, John Smith comes with his own special set of skills, which will definitely prove useful in a wasteland of things trying to kill you at all times. The destination, the ultimate destination, is the broker. Noah has hinted at that. What John has not been made privy to just yet is that, no one knows. Well, I mean, it was hinted at a little bit that no one knows exactly where the broker is. But there's some leads. But first, they're going to have to reach a particular place. You guys are still about 4 days away from reaching said place, which I will keep hidden for now for dramatic effect. But those of you who know this area well-ish know that there's a little like what basically would have been like a corner store, gas station, convenience store kind of thing. Would just be like a hole in the wall kind of place as far as John's concerned. But as you guys know, every place that could possibly support the stubborn, cloying survivors of the wastelands has turned into somewhat of a mini shelter or settlement. So this place, elegantly just called Corner, has turned into a tiny little settlement of about 15 people. And they come and they go. But at least one or two of you are aware of this place. And that is probably a decent stop for the evening. So, decide right now. I'm assuming it's Noah, but decide right now. One of you has been here before. Which one of you isn't?
Ways.
Me.
That would be funny, Murphy.
It was me, John Smith.
So, yeah, I like that. I want Murphy to have been here before. We didn't establish if he was a vault handy or anything, right? He could be here.
Okay, Murphy's been here before. All right.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Noah, where I come from, a vault handy means something very different.
You're gonna have to explain to me later. I'm a visual learner.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my
Nice.
god.
Learn by doing.
I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. Already fallen in love with these characters. I'm absolutely a huge fan. Cannot wait to see what terrible things I can make you do.
Well,
I mean,
that just
what
proves
is
you're
it? What is it?
crazy.
Terrible things. Nathaniel, they're not terrible things if they're in the name of justice.
So, anyways, as you approach the edge of this quote-unquote settlement, again, to you, John, it literally looks like one of those corner store gas stations that you pass at a major intersection. So let me just describe the area. It's got the gas station set up, except all of the actual petrol stations are gone, like they've been uprooted. So there's just like holes in the ground, but the structure is still there. So there's a big metal outdoor roof pavilion that's been placed over that would just serve like as a sun shelter for people who would be pulling in with their cars to get gas or whatever. Where the actual petroleum gas units would be are gone. There's just like holes in the wall and like metal cables lying everywhere and all of that. And actually, surprisingly, the little metal shade is actually in decent repair. So, and then there is a sizable, corner store plaza style convenience store place. The glass in the doors and the windows has long since been smashed away, and anything that has decided that needs to be closed has just been sort of boarded up, like something out of a survival movie. It is approaching evening, so I should also mention, season-wise, it's like the height of summer, so it is like absurdly hot. But it's coming into the sundown. So, and the summertime, we're talking like 8 p.m., 8:30 kind of thing. So the sun's just coming down. So it's starting to cool off. And like those of you who might know how desert climates work, it's very, very hot when the sun's out and cools down very, very quickly. You have those sort of two rolling extremes. So as the sun starts to set, the temperature of the ground at least begins to cool. And you can see a smattering of about a half a dozen people sitting under this big metal shade. Big enough, for 6 cars back in the day to have pulled in. So a decent size area. And they're just sort of leaning up against poles. Most of them are just sitting on the ground, sort of just huddled. They got some kind of blanket around them. Some of them are eating like beans out of a can. Others are sipping terrible like sludge water or whatever. And then you can see a couple of people roaming around in the convenience store. As the 5 of you approach, one of the guys sort of slumped on the ground turns and gives you a smile. He's dressed in very classic like mechanic outfit. But in such a way that he has worn it because this is the clothes he found and not necessarily because he actually is a mechanic himself. Just, it definitely looks like he's got like the shirt on backwards. There's no grease stains on it or anything like that. It's worn from age, but he hasn't been doing anything in it. But this is what he happens to be wearing. So beans out of a can. That's how you know it's post-apocalypse. So anyways, the guy in the mechanic outfit comes over and smiles and looks at you and says, "Howdy, strangers. Oh, I know you. I never forget a..." He looks at the Mr. Handy robot. "I never forget a face."
Good day to you too, sir.
Oh, you look a lot better. I see that eye stalk I managed to reimplant is stuck in place. Very good, very good.
Better than I was made with.
Huh. Well, it seems like you've managed to make some friends. Howdy, strangers. My name's Maxwell.
Good day, Waxwell. I didn't know you were all the way
Maxwell.
out here
Sorry,
anymore.
Maxwell. Yeah.
Sorry?
Maxwell with an M.
Good day, Maxwell.
Mr. Noah,
Also,
flip that
Murphy,
W upside down.
Murphy, I didn't know you came out here at all. Interesting.
It is quite a bash out here.
I'm sorry, Noah. Did you mean Worfy? Because that's what we're
Look.
doing. We're flipping the M's and the
Yeah,
W's, right?
This is the bit. Thank you.
Anyways, I mean, I guess.
Don't worry about it. They're always like this.
Yeah, I found Murphy a while ago. Can't remember exactly when, but yeah, he came to us. Looked like he got banged up pretty bad with some raiders. Made off with one of his eye stalks. Luckily, we had a couple of old Mr. Handy units that don't work anymore, so I was able to swap some parts around. It looks like
It was a big tickle, wasn't it? Ha ha ha!
He just sort of nods, befuddled.
So you
Anyways,
didn't fix him quite all the way then.
He looks around at the group now, kind of taking in suddenly the mix of groups. Notices the guy lugging the armor behind him. Notices the ghoul and stuff like that. You have quite a colorful cast here. But listen, as long as you don't cause any trouble and you don't stick around too long, we can provide you shelter. We're not really got a lot of food or water to spread around, but we can certainly find you a place to sleep if that's what you're looking for.
These gentlemen deserve the finest quarters you have.
You mentioned you had extra handy parts.
He nods. Yeah, a couple of old units. They used to do some simple maintenance around here, but they broke down, and we just don't have any replacement cores.
Rest in peace, my brethren.
Hey, more. Maybe we can get some more.
We'll see if we need any specific parts. That would be a good idea to carry couple things extra so we're not jury-rigging everything out there. Yeah, I can requisition you some caps for that one. Are we looking for anything else? Yes, Maxwell, we're looking... Well, I'm not sure if you would know exactly the location of this, but, have you heard, tale of the broker in this area, good sir?
Maxwell tries his best to stifle a laugh. I mean, everyone's heard of the broker.
Oh, well...
everyone's heard of Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, too, right?
Heard, yes, correct. Heard is not exactly the operative word I wanted to use. I'm more looking for... Do you know where we could find him?
He looks at you again. He shrugs. Have you tried Kokomo?
Oh, yes, you're leaning into the fact that you believe that this is an urban legend. Oh, okay, understandable. I will have to search elsewhere for more information pertaining to that. I guess then maybe the Mr. Handy parts and then a bunk for the night, I do believe.
Sure, I can let you look over the Mr. Handy parts, and he holds out his hand. 10?
10? Sir, here's 20.
Oh dear.
I was going to say it depends on the quality of the parts, but...
He clenches his fist like he just got handed like the deed to the world or whatever. Fantastic. Welcome to Corner. Make yourselves at home. And he points over, he points just outside on like the concrete slab. Find yourself a cozy corner. Good night.
Oh, wow. A corner of a corner. What a time.
Before I go to my... Oh, is that what you got going on here, Featherbed? I want to take a look around at your people. I see them eating beans out of a can, and I'm looking at them and thinking they haven't had a meal in a while. Probably need a little touch-up, You got anybody who's injured? Raiders come through here.
He lowers his voice a little bit. Oh yeah, well, we've had actually a pretty big influx of people. You can probably hear the story better from them, man. But yeah.
Just point me in the right direction where all the bleeding is happening.
Poor sods. I mean, I guess settlements get razed to the ground every day, but
Raised to the ground?
he nods. Yeah, another present from the order.
The order. Great.
Damn. I can't believe they're coming this far inward already.
He shakes his head. No one thought that. I don't know where he keeps getting the manpower from, but Wasteland's full of crazies, I guess, ready to rally behind whatever.
Everybody's got to do something with themselves. Anyways.
See, John, and he calculates that sentence in his head and stops himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never mind.
I just kind of like, as he says that, I kind of like lean into, I don't know, whoever's nearest to me, and I just go, yeah, you're gonna have to tell me what this order shit is, because we can talk later. I don't care who it was, whoever's closest to me.
Leans into Murphy.
Well, do you know at this point what kind of weapons they're using? Are they switching tactics? What happened here? How far away did they? The settlement. Sorry, if people are hurt, we should.
Oh, it was a couple of days southwest, I guess.
Southwest.
But yeah, they're moving fast, and seems like there are no signs of slowing down. They're gonna be. Well, they're probably gonna be knocking on Edmonton's door in a couple of days.
Knocking on Edmonton's. Okay, then if they've already been south, they're to Edmonton. Okay, that might be a good place to stop next. I'll have to keep that one in mind. Thank you, Maxwell. And he hands him an extra 5 caps.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, forget what I said about only staying the night. You can stay too if you really want to. He smiles at the caps in his hand.
I do believe if we need anything else, we will call for you. Thank you so much for all of your work.
Wow, 2 whole nights. Generous. And here I was thinking of just settling down and making my home here. I mean, just look at the view. No one. All right.
Doc, I think you have to work a little bit on your bedside manner.
Maxwell does a 180.
As soon as I can find a bed.
Yeah. Maxwell does
the doctor goes stomping off in the direction of where Maxwell was saying that the poor sods who'd come in from the raised village were huddling.
Yeah.
Well, the doctor's going to be off for a while, taking care of the... It's great that he does this, it just sometimes it takes a little while, I guess. Wait, take a moment and root through those Mr. Handy models. I guess I can bring John up to speed.
John follows behind Maxwell as Maxwell stalks away.
And he has gone, so I will...
John's not on
there's a John-shaped cloud, yeah.
Sorry, excuse me, Mr. Well, before you take off, if I could just have a minute of your time quietly. Quietly, though.
He turns back to you like he hasn't met you yet. Like he's clearly just thinking about the caps he just got. But
yeah, totally. This is part of the caps, so listen close. Yeah, I just met these dudes out in the wild there on the wasteland. I don't really know these guys from Adam. That whole the broker thing they were talking about, that's a bunch of shit, right? Like they're just putting me on.
He shrugs. I mean, there's lots of urban myths, right? I mean, in a place like this, everyone needs something to hope for. I don't think it's a bad thing to believe he exists, but he's not.
Right. It's not a bad thing to believe he exists, but would you go on a journey to try and find him, or that's a bunch of shit, right?
He shrugs. To each his own.
All right, you enjoy your 25 caps. This has been fruitful. And John walks away.
Yeah, and Maxwell does as well.
Sorry about that. Hey, what's up, Noah? I was just asking Mr. Well there where the John was, as it were. I mean, I'm
John,
here, but the
yes.
John, you know, you still call it that here, right?
Yeah.
Because he seemed a little confused when I asked him.
Sure. Point in the direction that it is.
Well, he seemed a little confused when I asked him.
Okay.
Do you guys just call it like the bathroom?
No,
Are you British? You call it the
John,
loo?
John. And Noah gets uncomfortably close. John, you're not thinking of leaving this group right now.
John takes a step back.
Ooh.
I'm not really like I've. All right.
We've only been to the first town. We haven't even seen Edmonton yet. I mean, if the order's going to come, we might as well go there before it's completely destroyed. We might as well.
There are just so many things, Noah. The first one is this is not a town. This is a gas station. The second one. All right. The second one is I'm not thinking about leaving the group. If we're being honest, I'm still thinking about whether or not I'm joining the group. The third one is, just don't get that close to me, please. It's not. You've been in the desert, man, or whatever you want to call this.
Completely understandable. And takes one step back, but he's got his hand leaning on his gun.
I'll be honest. All right, let me put it this way. I'll put it this way, Noah, and it's honestly like take it with a grain of salt, but in a good way. Whatever that phrase is. I like you guys more than anyone else I've met in the Wasteland. So, like, things are looking good for you guys to have me with you for now. You gotta get the robots to keep carrying the bags, because I'm not gonna do that. It's just like, he's got hover jets, I've got feet. Who wins in that one, you know?
Well, clearly you do not win. Look, I will talk to Murphy in a little while. Just leave the bags here, and I will definitely take care of that. But, John, you don't believe in us, do you?
I saw you guys fight those scorpions. It wasn't bad. I don't not believe in you. I'll be honest, I'm still pretty sure I don't believe in the broker. That sounds like some fucking Arabian Nights shit.
John, I don't either.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Yo, you know I said step back? Maybe bring it in.
John,
maybe bring it in.
There is always somebody trying to make a deal somewhere. And if there are rumors, well, they do at some point have to be true. I don't think he's as big as we think that he is. If this guy is actually small potatoes, I mean, who knows what we can find out if we go and find him. But if he's not so big, well, that's information. Right. Leverage on him. Yeah. And having information on the broker leads to better leverage. So, I taught you something when I was talking to Maxwell. People live for caps here.
Right. I'm just going to guess off context.
All of that.
That's money?
Because it's money.
Okay, that's money. Good.
This is our form of currency, and people don't have a lot of it. I technically don't even have a lot of it, but I will tell you, and he gestures to all of the sick people, Maxwell, everybody in the area, I will tell you absolutely, I have at least 5 times as many caps as anybody else in this room. And they will try to kill me for it if they get the opportunity. They won't. Because I'm faster than them. But the point is, money talks in this world.
There's so many things. There's so many things I could say right now. The first one is that, wow, you just tried to tell me I'm a rich fuck. That's so sad.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm saying if you have more than me, though, that means you're privy to being able to get more information. I'm not saying that, well, we could take over the broker's business or anything, but depending on how much we do have, we could.
All right.
And I think that would be quite interesting.
Just level with me, Noah. Is there anywhere in this world that's like okay? Like, are there actually people who have wealth, power? What, like, power
John,
being relative of, like, you know, the capitalistic power suppressing people with the wealth that, you know, like, everyone has guns and that's power. But, like, does anyone have real power? Anyone?
Yes. The order that's currently sweeping in from
Oh,
the west
fun! That was
and
my
might kill
next
us all.
question.
So
Who
they have
are
power
those
currently,
guys?
but that's more power by force and less power by government doctrine or election or anything like that. Nobody really has any power in the wasteland, John. That's something you have to understand.
Right. So
it's all
how did you get, I mean, I get how you got the robot to believe it. He's programmed to just believe things. How'd you get the other two to believe that this broker guy could even be a thing?
You have heard this sentence like a broken record probably a couple times today.
Right, you've got more caps than anyone in the room.
No, John, no. Everybody needs something to believe in, John. They need something because they have whatever happening in their lives. I can take them to the broker if he exists. And if he doesn't, well, then I guess I just have some people taking care of my problems alongside of me for as long as it takes me to find said possibly not real broker. John, this is a job. This is a business. And what I'm doing is accruing power.
Right.
And you, so far, are like actually a WMD.
I don't work for you, and I find you absolutely disgusting.
You don't work for me, and that's completely fine. But I will pay you if I have to, John. I will do whatever I have to make sure that you remain on my side. And I need you to understand that.
I don't need the money. And, you know, I am on your side conditionally right now, because even though you are weird and skeezy, I don't hate you for some reason. But, like, I'm not going to kill anyone for you. And
you don't have to.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're cool.
We will literally have somebody else do that for you if we have to.
Hey, you know what? I'll come look for the broker, because you know what? Good old John Smith over here can use something to believe in, I guess. And I believe I would just love to go home.
Look, that means I'm taking you to the broker, and then you can get to go home or whatever he can possibly give you. But until that time, we're still traveling together, and I'm sorry that you're stuck with me for the moment. And he gives you a terrible, terrifying smile. The most like shit-eating grin. Because,
John holds out his hand. John holds out his hand to shake, and he just says, I already told you what I'm about. Don't think I've missed what all this is about, because trust me, I'm following you every step of the way. I just don't really have anything better to do right now.
He clasps his hand as well. John, neither do I. Let's take a look around the town. And he steps outside the gas station.
Wow. All right. Wow. That's incredible. John
wipes his hand on his jeans and goes, I feel like I was just talking with the Duke.
Murphy has requested a conversation with Maxwell. So, Christian, over to you.
As that conversation begins, Murphy sort of floats on over to follow Maxwell after John Smith had returned from his conversation with him, and floats on over. Mr. Maxwell.
Oh, Murphy. Hi.
It is so good to see you again, friend.
I Likewise, I'm glad you found some people to take care of you.
His sort of eye stalks look in every direction around, and then he gets a little bit closer to Maxwell and says, "Were you able to find what I was looking for before?"
He sighs. Oh yeah, that. I'm sorry. You know those are really hard to come by, right?
"Never fret, sir. I shall check the premises. You enjoy your evening." And then he putters around the sort of side of the building, scanning, turning over rocks,
Right.
tapping with his hand on bricks. "Nope, not here."
Poor sod. He's never gonna find it. And Maxwell turns away and walks back into the building.
Roll perception.
Okay, so back to the roles that I had Errant and DS make. Sorry, would you prefer I call you Errant or Waze? First your last name, Kirk. Do you have a preference?
No, whatever sticks, I guess.
Okay. I'm just trying to be consistent. I think we'll go with last names. So Dieth and Waze. Dieth, you are successful in doing what you can to provide medical aid for those around. Most of the injuries are superficial.
Here, take this. The pain will ease off in a bit. Can't do anything about the leg, but if you use a cane, you should still be able to get around well enough.
Most of them don't say anything other than maybe a couple of thank yous and it hurts, that kind of thing. One guy is like babbling. I don't know if he even bothered to approach him, but one guy's like babbling.
I do. Yep.
Okay.
Every single person who looks like they need a doctor, I at least attempt to give them some of my time.
She's doing that kind of like rocking in place kind of thing. I think they use fire. It's always fire. This aids to cleanse.
You is suffering from trauma or chem withdrawal. I can help with the latter, but not so much the former. Not that kind of doctor.
There was a choice. 2 words. Yield. Die. Apparently we chose the second.
Sorry to hear that. You lose people.
He looks around. He just nods.
I know how that is. It hurts. Worse than anything you can do to the body. I don't have any medicines in my bag for that. Only thing that'll heal that.
It seemed the right decision. I mean, they handed us lists. When to wake up, when to sleep, where to go, who to talk to, what to eat. It seemed like madness. I had to say no.
I understand. And when you said no, what happened?
Fire. Everywhere.
You don't look like you're burned, though.
He shuts his eyes. There's a bunker under City Hall. I was the mayor.
Anybody else managed to hunker down there with you?
He swallows. People knocked. I didn't open the door.
That's too bad. And Dieth leans on his cane, stands up, walks away.
And he just sort of rocks in place. Ways, you find a couple of scraps here, a couple of wires and cables here. These units were not being maintained on a regular basis. They were just kind of being left to rot. And I you honestly think most of these are just junk. They might be able to be used as like makeshift patches in case Murphy got really banged up one time, but they would still be subpar compared to what you could do. So, mechanically speaking, you have acquired scrap metal. Bum bum bum. You have
5.
you have two things you can probably do with it. Number one, you could sell it to someone who is interested in that kind of thing, metal junkers or whatever. Or, like I said, you could use it as makeshift patches for Murphy, which would kind of be treated like temporary HP.
Okay.
Something that could heal him on the spot, but would wear off eventually.
Okay. And how much scrap is it?
Yeah, 5.
5. Okay.
You're overcovered. I've seen that. Oh god, okay, I'll drop the thing, I'll drop this.
But then you can click it and just hold it in front of you and carry it, and you're fine.
Actually, because it's just one trip back to the camp, I'll just like go at a slow pace, carry everything, so I don't need to go back to the mall again.
Yeah, you just walk.
Just hit that auto walk button.
That's
Leave
right.
and go get a drink.
That's right. Hit the key.
Gotta get all the caps for that for the scrap rusted cans.
Hang on, let me lock this thing. Whip.
Yeah. Okay, and the twilight turns into night, and eventually, the time for sleeping is probably upon most of you. And I'm so curious to know, how does the group coordinate sleeping? Do you guys have shifts? How does that work? Does Murphy
All right,
have
Murph,
a
watch what we're
watch?
doing, since apparently you're a robot and you don't need to sleep.
That's it. It solves a problem.
I sleep in my armor.
Okay. Yep, that
Like
makes
a
sense.
horse. Just standing up. Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's lying down.
Yeah. He lies down. He just encases it in himself. Yeah.
Good night, everybody. One frame fall backward.
Okay, so question then to those who do need to sleep, aka Waze and Moore and DF and Smith, especially John. I'm very curious. But do you just eventually like hunker down and sleep?
John definitely puts his back up to one of the walls of the gas station, and before he goes to sleep, he goes, "Murph, I'm pretty sure you're a robot, so you can't like do trickery and like skullduggery and stuff. Wake me up if anyone, and that includes anyone from the group of your friends, is trying to like creep on me. Thanks, brother.
I shall watch you like a hawk, sir.
Murphy, you're a good dude. Murphy, sorry. It's
not a dude, sir.
Where I come, well, dude is a colloquial term for just like anyone. It's not like a gendered term, since seeing that I know robots have no gender. But also, I guess you are a Mr. Handy, so maybe you do have a gender?
John, what
I don't
are
know.
you talking
it's
about?
Not really. My point is, and sorry I keep calling you Murph, where I come from, nicknames are like a big thing. Like, you know, like Rick the Brick, or you know, like John Smith. Crazy nickname, I know. Yeah, just I appreciate you looking out for me. And John tries to go to sleep.
Murphy doesn't move from the spot. He's like hovering right next to John.
Oh, the exhaust on him and everything.
How many eye sockets are pointed towards
John? John just has dreams of the Jetsons all night. Just
actually, because of where the eye stalks are, because of the sensors that they are, he has a 360-degree view of the area at all times.
Yeah, because they're placed so that he has like sort of triangular vision.
Noah is not asleep.
Okay.
he's up until 2 a.m. like he is every night, watching and waiting before he finally gives himself the leeway to fall asleep before waking up at like 6 in the morning again.
Right,
He does this
gotcha.
every night.
Right.
Damn, no wonder that guy's so weird.
And Waze, you mentioned you sleep in the armor. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you hunker down.
After all the years, it's become accustomed to sleep in your armor on the battlefield.
Right.
He can hang it from the ceiling, and it's like a mattress and everything.
military training, yeah. Once you're sort of cozy in the armor, is it lights out for you?
As far as I can be, I do try to, like, you know, in movies when the person's trying to sneak up on the protagonist is like, ah, knife in your face, type of idea, like waking up last second before they get you.
Right. Yes.
Kind of like that. If there is warning of something, then
You're
he would
sleeping
be
very lightly. In other words,
You surface sleep.
Yeah.
You read in the armor when you're going to bed.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a nice Agatha Christie right now.
It just scrolls past his eyes on the screen for the lenses.
Yes.
nice.
Yeah. That's why he feels a little distracted in battles. If it's beneath him, he'll just keep reading his book.
Yeah.
Well,
Look,
actually,
He
he
was
really
slamming that rad scorpion down while he was reading the collected works of Brandon Sanderson.
That's right.
and listening to classical music.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, this battle doesn't really interest me, but you would be amazed at what Poirot is up to right now.
He's got it all on holotape. Like an audio
Smash, smash,
Oh, he's playing Mass Circus. Okay.
He's playing Smash Circus.
This armor has it all.
A little bit of Smash Bros.
Actually, he does enjoy looking up at the stars at night.
Nice. Yes. Cool.
When they're not toxic radiation clouds.
Yes. Makes sense.
At night, you can actually see the stars again.
And the good doctor?
Not much urban pollution in this period. The doctor labors for as long as there are people he hasn't managed to treat yet, for whom he can do anything. And eventually he retires from his labors, finds somewhere, if there's somewhere high for him to sit, he just goes and sits there. He sort of leans forward on his staff, sort of making like a tripod kind of set up, and he just puts his chin on the staff. And most of the time, you don't see anything from his direction. But occasionally, if anyone were to wake up and happen to look up, they might see a twin set of glows.
Nice.
The human glow stick.
Hmm.
Just snap it in two and it'll start glowing.
It's not doing something.
Awesome. All right. Well, each of you sleep or slumber or don't sleep, in Murphy's case, the night away. And as soon as the sun comes over the horizon, considering all of you are sleeping outside, it's pretty hard not to wake with the sun, whether or not that is comfortable for you. I imagine our wasteland wanderers are pretty used to not getting very good sleeps. Kind of have to just sleep wherever you can. Beggars can't be choosers. But John, how do you feel having basically slept on a concrete slab for a couple of hours?
Oh, man, Murphy. Thanks for looking out, brother. That was the best sleep I've had in like 3 or 4 weeks now. I appreciate it.
It was my absolute pleasure, sir.
Love it.
I gotta go see if those gas station hobos have any more beans. John wanders off.
All right.
What time would sunrise be then, Nathaniel?
6:30, 7ish.
Okay, then Noah. Regardless if the sun rises earlier or later than 6, Noah is awake exactly. It's 6 a.m.
Exactly, 6 a.m. Right. Yeah. You probably have it programmed on your Pip-Boy or something, right?
Yeah, like sun or not, like in his face, it doesn't matter. He wakes up at 6.
Gotcha. Okay. So you might be up a smidge before everyone else is sort of woken up by the sun then? So
Yes.
Everyone else in the settlement is somewhere in between, still snoring away or starting to kind of sort of shake themselves awake or whatever. So, yeah. So as each of you sort of shake the sleeps out of your eyes or whatever, and get up off the hard slab. Actually, like a much more pleasant sleep than some of the other sand dunes and rocky crags and quarries and damp caves and like the dead bodies of mole rats that you've slept on other nights. So
They're just so
hey,
cushy.
things are looking up. Things are
Don't
looking
knock
up.
the
Especially-
mole rat pillow. Come on.
Yeah, especially when they start getting really gassy and they expand. Just don't puncture it. Then you're in for a bad time.
It's all right if you don't have a nose anymore.
Richard, if you will allow the GM to take a tiny bit of agency from Noah,
Absolutely.
I would imagine that as the group awakens and each look around, Noah, who was definitely the first one completely cognitively awake amongst the settlement, moves sort of to the edge and tries to find the nearest sort of elevated area, whether that's having to sort of climb up the side of the building or finding the nearest sort of hill or just sort of rocky outface to find.
I was going
Noah
to do this
climbs up
anyway,
and-
so it's good that you're suggesting.
I figured we were on the same wavelength. You stand atop the hill and you gaze out. And those who who might be watching him are distinct. You might be looking in a couple of directions. I'll let you fill that in a moment. But there is one direction that you're looking at for sure, and that is further west and Edmonton. Well, more accurately, the Edmonton Indoor Mall. Your next destination.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else on the horizon that you might be looking out for?
Smoke. If the order is moving in, I'm going to want to see if there is distant smoke. If they're burning cities down, that's the first thing I'm going to be looking for.
Is there like a I mean, there's perception, of course. I don't know if there's anything specifically for looking out for things.
Survival?
Let's have. Can you be able to roll to straight perception? I don't think so.
Possibly survival? Oh, that's endurance, so.
Let's go with. I don't know. Pick a perception skill. It doesn't really matter. Pick a perception skill because what I really want is perception. So. Just pick up a skill that has perception.
I don't even think I have any points in any perception skills anyway. I have explosives and lockpick.
Well, just pick one of them then. It doesn't really matter. What I really want is is the perception, so just pick one. Okay. You do not see any obvious smoke on the horizon, which doesn't necessarily tell you a lot. It could just be the settlements far away, or that at this point the smoke has dissipated. There's breezes. It could have blown the opposite direction, and now it's not obvious going straight up. Or maybe the order was really efficient in making sure that the smoke didn't rise too high. That's always a possibility as well. So
to keep that on my mind as we're traveling forward then. The mall is our next major destination. Are there any smaller stops similar to the Corner Gas here that I can see along the way? Something to watch out for that could be a potential danger?
Between here and the Edmonton Mall, no. One of the reasons why Murphy led you here was because this is probably the last comfortable place you'll be able to rest before you get to the mall.
Our last little bastion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be any cars moving in the distance as well then. Just in case, Nathaniel.
No, you don't see anything like that.
Okay. I think that would be it. Besides making sure I mark the location on my Pip Boy.
All right. Well, then I will give. Then Noah, having spotted the direction of his destination, I will give you the chance to rally your men, as it were.
Okay. Before he leaves the hill, if anybody is paying attention, but for my own character's flavor, Noah takes something out of his pocket and rubs his thumb on it a couple times before putting it back and going down to the corner for yelling, unfortunately and inappropriately, for everybody else who might not be awake at 6:30 in the morning. Gentlemen, okay, it is time for us to get a move on. We are going to be burning daylight because we have to get all the way out to the mall in the distance. I know you can hear me through the armor ways. Stop pretending like you're not. And Murphy, if you could please wake up John.
Right away, sir.
Thank you. Ways. And he kicks the leg of the armor.
It probably hurt your foot.
Next time,
you see Waze coming around the corner with like a steaming cup of like water in his hand.
It wasn't in the armor. That's good. I like that.
Excellent. Okay, you did get me. Keep in mind, next time you fall on your face, I'm taking your fusion core out. Thank you. Okay, doctor. And where is the doctor currently? Is he passed out in a corner? Or
Turns out that the doctor was in the high place that you'd gone up to survey. As he mentioned, he likes to go somewhere up high to rest. So he's just been watching you as you've walked up, looked around, talked to yourself, schemed as per usual, and then walked back down again.
Yes.
You're probably actually standing on the doctor.
Good,
Mr.
excellent.
John, it
Right
is
over your
time
shoulder.
to awake.
All right. So, Noah, as you step down from the hill and watch as the settlement begins to wake, you rally your men and let them know that our next destination is the Edmonton Mall. That's where we're heading. And that, gentlemen, is the end of session 1 of Wrong Side of the Wall Walk Through the Wastes.
Woo!
Next week, we will be back. We will be back for episode 2, The Great Indoors, as our group journeys to the Edmonton Indoor Mall, the last standing structure in the whole city.
I've never seen anything like that.
So, I'm so excited. I think this was a fantastic first session. I am so in love with your characters. I can't wait to see more. So, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back with episode 2, The Great Indoors, and a debut from none other than, of course, the legendary Bob Kiefer. So
Question: Did we level up?
No.
No, we killed one rad scorpion, and I think John killed 2.
Right.
So
Yeah. If anyone leveled up, it was John. So sorry.
I don't know. He was part of the team at that point because he was sharing our action.
He did have our AP.
That's true.
3 rad
Anyways.
scorpions is not enough.
Anyways, we'll see you
Bye.
guys. We'll see you guys real soon. Episode 2, round the corner. That's right.
Bye.